Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Rogue Quant 1 coming straight to you from somewhere in California with Rogue Quant Moose coming in here. Hey, how you doing?
All right, this is Ted here.
Hey, so Ted's coming in from Wall Street. We've been doing a lot of analysis on the markets. Some of the things we came up with, we saw like Overstock.com took a bath. Some of the gaps we're looking at real quick: Target, Disney, Walmart, Nike, and FedEx. FedEx has a down gap of about 20. If you look at Disney's probably going to experience a put explosion when it closes that gap. It's about a 9 or 10 point gap. But we can look at the news today. Ted, what do we have on the news, the headlines? What's driving this market?
Well, as always, you have reports about Apple and Amazon, with their operations and their plans, as well as how they're being affected by, government policies. However,
that was the end of the market.
Yep, that was the closing bell. Meanwhile, on political news, the Democrats, as opposed to their slow pace in terms of their investigations and their subpoenas regarding the Trump administration, today have announced an impeachment in the impeachment probe to subpoena Rudy Giuliani to appear. So they're escalating the trench warfare of the impeachment fight.
Amazing. Every day I think the market experiences volatility due to President Trump and some of his policies or some of his tweets. Now here we're looking at the last day of the quarter, September 30th. Tomorrow is October 1st, the first day of the quarter. If you look at last year, you can pull up any stock chart and you look at October 2018 and the market went straight down until literally December 25th. After which, on December 26th, we had our standard technical trade, what's called a Santa Claus rally. It V'd back straight up, short covered all the way up through really January, February, and March, where February and March is really a go long S&P season.
Yes, and as usual, there are opportunities to be found in companies that can be, taken advantage of regarding their short options to really put it to them, and when you get your puts and take some price money off the table.
Exactly. Now let's talk about Wework. What happened with Wework today?
Well, that's been interesting because it's the biggest crash and burn of the quarter, or perhaps probably the year, after investors have been burned previously by high overvaluations with Theranos and Uber. They're not going to be fooled again by a illustrious CEO making pie in the sky promises of extra high valuations. And so when their S1 filing actually hit the market and became public knowledge is when the SHIT started hitting the fan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they literally, that's the thing about the United States versus, let's say, Russia. You have an S1 filing. When you intend to go public, you have to file with the Securities and Exchange Commission, which is called an S1 form, and it has to really expose the dirty laundry. Otherwise, you're committing financial fraud. So you have to be on the up and up with this. And WeWork's dirty laundry came out.
Yes, and you can't really promote vaporware in the securities markets because that will lead you to jail. Just ask the executives of Theranos.
Exactly. So anyway, like I said, we're talking about the gaps that we're looking at. We did pretty well with the Roku gaps, the one that was at 96 handle, the one that was just closed between roughly 120 and 105. That gap yielded enormous, multi-100% returns in the put market. Again, we're looking at Target, Disney, Walmart, Nike, and now FedEx came up on one of our scans today. We scanned the market to use the power of TradeStation's scanner and its programmed nature. You can program it to say, hey, give me every stock that's trades on a 10-day average of greater than 10 million shares, and et cetera, et cetera. So you can look for really deep options markets on stocks that maybe you didn't hear of or maybe you didn't think of, and then we use those to actually feed into our own technical analysis, which will be available soon on AI Trader. We currently have a beta out there right now, but we're actually perfecting it and making it available to special interest groups, meaning trading organizations, funds, things like that, but also to the retail public. Anything else, Ted, before we take you back to the airport to go back to New York?
Well, just on a more documentary note, there have been some interesting programs being created about abysmal failures, such as the massive, Fry Festival, disaster, and the Theranos, fraud, where there was no chance in hell that these organizations were going to succeed in their, heavily mismanaged operations. And so I'll be looking forward to next year being, witnessing a true documentary or drama about the Wework, disaster, to go from a multi-billion-dollar valuation to bankruptcy in a matter of weeks will be really interesting, because you can't just say what your assets are and ignore the liabilities and say you're immensely profitable.
Exactly. I mean, we're looking at this WeWork headline right now. It says how WeWork spiraled from a $47 billion valuation to talk of bankruptcy in just 6 weeks. Oh, you got to love Wall Street. Well, that's what they're there for. We don't know what the dirty laundry is, or what, like Ted said, the assets or liabilities have actually been measured out to. Good luck to this guy and to the shareholders. I hope they can work it out. All right, that's it, folks. Have a good rest of the trading week, and we'll hit you back up soon. Watch out for that 11-year cycle. We've entered the zone. October, a lot of hedge funds like to close their books, so to sell off maybe a few $100 million of Apple or Amazon stock, you have to take a few weeks. So there's what's called a wind down period, usually between October and roughly Thanksgiving, and it sometimes goes into Christmas like it did last year with ferocity. That plus, some of the trade policies we have coming in from the White House could add more volatility. So be careful out there, set your stops, keep them tight, and have a great week.